Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about how to master gravity, how to, when you hit a wall, he's not going to get stuck in it, and how to jump. And I've talked about that in previous videos, but I'm going to try to make it more simple here, and demonstrate. Let me show you what I mean. Alright, so let me set this window here. Alright, so he's able to jump left, able to jump right, and even when he moves, his little hands move too, to show some kind of movement. Then when he jumps on this invisible wall here, he's not going to go through it, and he's not going to get stuck. Alright, so this is how I did it. So, personright has all the coding in it for person right walk, go left, and person left walk. All those are going to be parented to person right. So they're all linked to person right. So all the attributes from person right is going to go to person right walk, go left, and person left walk. So you don't need any of the keyboard keys in those images except for person right, because it's all parented to person right. Even with this wall I did here, you shouldn't need that linked there either. As long as you have it set up in person right, it should work fine. So if I just go to collision with wall and then set this to direction 0, speed 0, because that's how it's going to be set up, move free, and I got that from the move tab, then you should not need this in there at all. And let me test that out again. Reset this window again here. You do, okay, I was wrong. So it looks like he does get stuck, so you are going to have to the reason why he's probably getting stuck is because it's set to person right. And person right, you don't need to have a wall collision with it. You only need to set it up for the go left, because he's moving left, hitting the wall, so it's only going to apply to the left image size. So you do need to just set that up for the left side only. So move free, directions 0, speed 0. You don't want to use this move fix, because that doesn't work right. That you'll get stuck. Sometimes you'll get stuck, sometimes you won't get stuck. So you want to use this move free, make sure direction speed 0, and it's only applied to the left side because you're moving in the left direction, hitting that wall. So the right doesn't need it. So do the same thing for the person left walk. Depth's at -20 for all the images. Yes, so now he doesn't get stuck. So that only applies the wall for him not getting stuck on the wall. It only applies to going left because he's going left in that direction, hitting that wall. So only the left side needs to get that wall collision where it says move free, and that's set 0, 0. So that way he won't get stuck in the wall. The person right walk and person right do not get the wall move free, because then he will get stuck, and it doesn't make sense to make person right and person right walk get the wall, because they're going the opposite direction of where the wall's at. Okay, so that talks about the wall. The second thing I want to talk about is the gravity. Now the gravity is only set up in the person right, and it's parented. The person right walk, go left, and person left walk all get parented to the person right, and so that's distributed to those other images that's not in there. So the other images you don't need that code in there for the gravity, because you set it up for person right. So that means that it's linked to the person right, so those other images that are parented will get the gravity or automatic in there. They automatically will get the gravity already set up, because it's already parented to the person right. So in the coded sheet, this is what it says. I've used code for doing gravity because code seems to work better for me anyways. So if place meets xy plus 1 comma land, 1 meaning he's going down and he's hitting the land, so the gravity, when he goes down, he's going to go at 10 speed gravity. So and then once he hits the land, the gravity is set to 0, so he's able to move back and forth. If this 0 was changed to like 10 or minus number, then he would have a hard time moving on the land. So you want to make sure that the gravity is set to 0 once he hits the land. So that's what it's pretty much stating. So he's going down kind of fast at 10 speed. You could change this number to 20 and you would really go down quick. And then once he hits the land, it's going to be set to 0. Now I have the gravity set to 10 because when he jumps, he's able to jump like halfway up in the air. If you change this number to like 20, then he would really have a hard time jumping. The gravity would keep him down. So you got to adjust that number as such. Now you could do gravity using the icons, like use this set gravity and use this check empty, like I've talked about in previous videos. But it seems like this code that I just showed you seems to work better. And it's set to land, which means this is land right here. This is a land image here, because he lands on that land piece there, and I set the land to solid and the depth's at -10. Make sure you have the land set to solid, otherwise you'll go right through it. And then I modified the mass for the land, so it's only going to hit in this location right here. It's only going to hit, so I went to manual and then did rectangle, and it's only going to hit in this location right here. So he's only going to land on this piece right here. The reason why I left a gap here on this side and a gap on this side is when he falls, he's not going to be touching the land when he falls down, because sometimes he may get stuck if I have this this black area, this dark area all the way to the end here and all the way to the end here. Then when he falls, when he just like falls down off the land, he may get stuck. So that's why I left some gap space right here on both sides of the land, so that way he's still able to travel on the land, but when he falls off, he's not going to get stuck on the land when he goes down. And so what I'm talking about right there is I'll demonstrate here. Okay, so when he falls, there's a little bit of gap space right here where there's no collision. So when he falls down, he just falls down completely straight. See how he just falls straight down? Now if I had made this dark area all the way to the end here and he fell straight down, he would get stuck. He would get stuck. So you want to make sure you have some gap space on this area right here, and also on this side here. So when he goes to the end of the land and drops, he doesn't get stuck in the corner there. So you want to make sure you have some gap space there. So anything in this dark area he's going to land on, and he's not going to fall through it, but he will fall through right here, which is what you want, because otherwise he's going to get stuck if he just drops right off the land piece. So let's set up on both sides. Alright, so that explains that part. And I'm not going to talk about the moving left or right because I've talked about that in previous videos, but I will talk about jumping. Okay, so when you press the jump button, this is the code for jump. If place free x comma y plus 1, then action equals air, and the v-speed is going to be minus equals 80. So he's going to jump at 80. He's going to jump 80 high in the air, but it depends on his gravity. So if the gravity is set to 10, you jump halfway up like he's doing. The gravity is set to like 20, then he's going to have a hard time jumping unless you change this number to a higher number. So there's another way you can do jump too. You could use the move fixed, and you can press the direction up and then change the speed, or you could do this on the right side and then do this on the left side. But I have issues with that for some reason sometimes, so I would just use this code right here, because then you're able to hold down the right button and press the top button at the same time. He's going to move right and he's going to jump right. Or you can hold down the left button and press the up button at the same time, and he'll move left and he'll jump left. So it's kind of universal there. And then if you just press the jump button, if you just press the top button, the up button, when he's not moving, then he'll jump completely straight up, and that's it. And that's, like I said, that's universal. So like I'll demonstrate one more time here. Alright, so yeah, so then you can press the up button, jump straight up, or you can press left and then jump at the same time, and you see how he moves that direction, and at the same time he jumps. So it works universal right there with that code. So this code works pretty good with the gravity. And like I said, I'll put all this code in the description below. And then you have the outside room, which I've already talked about before. So if he okay, this red area you don't need. That was basically talking about how to deactivate keys when you're in the air. And I know I talked about previous videos where you press the up key and he keeps jumping up and up and up and up, and he doesn't stop, and that's why I use that red square where you can't jump. So when he hits the red square, it would deactivate the keyboard keys and he wouldn't jump any higher. But with using that code I just showed you for the jump and the gravity, it works so well. So you just keep pressing the up button and he doesn't jump up in the air. He only jumps once until he lands on the ground again, and he's able to jump again. So this works great, where it fixes the problem where he's in the air and you keep pressing the up key and he keeps jumping in the air. So I don't need to use that deactivate keyboard key, because this code works great with that. Because I know I talked about in previous videos where you had a square, red square or whatever it was, and then once he hits that red square, it would deactivate the keyboard keys, and you wouldn't. That would eliminate him from jumping up and up in the air so much. But using this code for the gravity and the code for the jump, it eliminates that issue where he keeps jumping up in the air. Jumping up and up in the air all the time. He only jumps once when you press the up key until he lands on the ground again, and you press the up key again, he jumps up in the air again and lands on the ground. And that works great, because like I said, when you when he's in the air and he falls down and you press the up key, he won't jump in the air anymore until he lands on the ground. So I don't need to use that deactivate keyboard key anymore. Alright, and so what I was talking about before, so once the character drops from the background scene right here, the background is this blue area here, once he goes beyond that and he's in the checkered area, then the game will end. So, and I got the outside room from the add event. You go to other and you click on outside room, and then you'll just end the game. In the game's going to be in the main 2 tab. So once he drops outside of this room, once he drops outside of this background space down below this background, then the game will end. Or in what I had in the past, where I made a square, and once he hits that square that's invisible, then it would end room 2. So this eliminates extra images by doing the outside room bit where it just ends the game. Or you could do it where it moves to the next room if you wanted to. Alright, and also make sure that your modified mask is around the character itself, where it's precise. That's another thing that needs to happen. Make sure it's all precise. I didn't make it precise on all of them, but be sure that all of them are set to precise, because that will help with you not getting stuck in the rooms, as well as when the enemy hits you, it'll be really precise when the enemy hits you. That way it won't be like this, where it'll hit this area right here, this dark area, and then you get hit. So you make it precise, then it hits you completely, and then you get hit. I'm just testing it out again, make sure that what I did is not going to mess anything up. And I don't think it does. Nope. It doesn't. So this concludes the video. My next video will be about moving with light glow around you. So when you're moving, the light glow is following you. And then also I'll talk about how to do sound, where you move away from an object that's hitting the ground and you don't hear the sound anymore, and you get closer to the object that's hitting the ground and you start hearing the sound. So I'll talk about that as well. And then later on I'll go into the fake 3D later on, and then I'm thinking about going back to studios and doing actual 3D and showing you how to do first person 3D, but I may not be able to. I'll try to demonstrate it as best as I can, explain it as best I can for you, but I haven't really done any games in 3D per se, straight 3D, so I may have to give you some other links in the description below, but I'll explain it as best I can. Thanks for watching.